What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Lockdown 23 and 1. Today I've got three crazy stories lined up for y'all today about my experiences with women in jail. That's right. One of these stories I just so happened to remember the other day, and I was like, God, I can't believe I haven't told this one yet. It was absolutely insane. And another one of the stories, the girl technically wasn't in jail, but you'll see how it ties into the lockup topic, okay? Alright, so the first story takes place in Chesapeake City Jail. Okay, I'm in the pod, first time going to jail. But I've been there for a while and I'm used to the motions and all that stuff, you know what I mean? I got the schedule down packed and I'm killing time, you know, I'm doing time, I'm in the mix. Now this guy comes into the block and, you know, I didn't know him, but we got to talking. It turns out he went to the same high school I did, and we knew a lot of the same people, okay? And then, you know, as time went by, we got a little closer, and he started telling me about his old lady and his kids. He's like, hey, do you know my old lady? We went to the same high school. We all went to the same high school together. And I'm like, he tells me the name, and I'm like, to myself, I'm like, man, that sounds really familiar, you know what I mean? And he said he's been married to this girl for 2.5 years, and I'm like, oh, you know, to myself, I'm like, man, this name sounds really familiar. Where do I hear this name from? But I tell him, I'm like, nah, man, I don't even remember her, you know what I mean? But in all actuality, I kind of do, but I wasn't sure. So about 1.5 weeks goes by and we get mail, and he gets some mail, he gets some pictures from his old lady and his family and stuff, man, and he shows me a picture of his wife of 2.5 years, and then I see her, I'm like, oh my God, you know, to myself, I'm like, oh my God, you know, I was smashing this girl like less than 2.5 years ago, you know what I mean? And I had no earthly idea she even had kids or a husband, you know what I mean? But I kept it to myself, and I was like, yeah, man, she's very pretty. I said, yeah, she's very pretty, man, you know what I mean? And then I'm not going to tell him I done smashed his old lady, man, you know? That would break him down. Anyway, so I put that on the back burner, and we just kind of kept chilling and kicking it together. I didn't hold that against him or anything. I wasn't going to tell him. Maybe I should have. Let me know what you think I should have done. I don't know. But I didn't. I didn't tell dude. I'd rather him just have a peaceful time in jail and not have to worry about stuff like that going on. Anyways, so I done slept with his old lady before 2.5 years ago. I go to a visit one day, all right? And in the visitation in this place, it was 5 windows. It was like 5 or 6 windows in this high security pod in the jail. And I was getting a visit from my parents at the time. Okay, my parents. My parents came and saw me a lot because I was facing a lot of charges. And they would come and tell me exactly what's going on with the lawyer and all that stuff. I had a few girls coming to see me, but really I was seeing my parents more than anything. Okay, I really needed to know what was going on behind the scenes with my case, because my lawyer, even though he was paid, he didn't come see me too much, you know, and it had me a little worried. But it turns out dude was a beast. So anyways, this guy that, you know, showed me pictures of his wife and all that, he comes into the visitation as well. I'm like, oh man, you know what I mean? I was like, you know, I'm saying to myself, I hope that girl don't come up in here and see me. So dude comes in and sits down, not right next to me, but the next one, okay, next window. And I'm sitting there talking to my peoples, and the girl walks past. And I'm like, oh God, that's her. You know what I mean? I'm saying to myself, and my parents are talking to me, and I'm staring at them, I'm like, yeah. I'm not listening to anything. I'm just like, God, oh man, stuff's about to go down right now. You know what I mean? So my visit ends, okay? My visit ends. My parents leave. I say, I love you, you know, all this stuff. And my parents already done seen me beat the hell out of someone in visitation already once. So I was like, God, they might have to see me do it again. But anyway, so they leave, and I'm sitting in the chair waiting for the deputy to come. You know, I shake the door and holler for the deputy to come get me. And they're taking forever, so I'm sitting in this chair. I'm just trying to get up out of there, man. And then he calls me over there. He's like, bro, come here, man, come here. So I go up to the window, and me and that girl lock eyes. You know what I mean? And it was one of the most awkward, weird moments of my time in jail, you know what I mean? And I knew she knew who I was, and I knew who she was, and we both held our water, man, you know? And the way that she was talking, it was like, God, she was like a freaking professional CIA agent. She was just spitting lies like freaking a viper, a snake. I was like, yeah. I said, man, these girls got some game, boy. I'll tell you what. I'm talking about, hey. I was like, man, she was like the best liar I ever seen in my life. You think these guys lie good? Okay, fellas, you think you're a good liar? Think again. These women got us beat, my friends. Yeah. So everything went good, but I literally locked eyes with homeboy's wife that I did have sex with before going into jail. And it was at a house party. Can you believe that? House party. Yeah. Anyways, if I would have known that she was married or anything of that nature, trust me, I swear on everything I love, that is not the type of games that I am on. I don't play with other people's women. Okay? It's just something I've always prided myself on. It's just, that's very low. That's very low in my books. You know what I mean? So the next story is pretty freaking crazy as well, man. When I was about 16, I haven't even experienced jail at all, okay? And now that I have experienced jail, I realize how crappy of a situation this was, all right? I met this girl, she was like, I was like 16, 15, and she was like 22. She was older than me. She had her own place, and she had one kid. And she came to pick me up from, I can't remember where she picked me up from, but we went over to her house, and we already had our little heated sessions before, okay? So we were in our room getting our thing on, and all of a sudden her cell phone kept blowing up. Her cell phone kept calling and calling and calling. It was a Razor. I'll never forget, it was a Razor phone. I don't know if y'all remember those cell phones, but it kept blowing up, blowing up. I was like, put it on silent. And she put it on silent, then the house phone kept ringing. Back to back to back, and I was like, who the hell is that? Go answer it, you know what I mean? It was messing up my whole swag, man. I was all messed up. And then she says it's her baby daddy calling from prison. I said, damn. You know what I mean? Back then I was young though. I didn't care, you know, I didn't care about to think about the baby daddy in prison. I haven't even experienced prison yet. So I don't know exactly what the hell is going on. But she said that she was single. You know what I mean? So did that stop me? No. No, it did not. She went and disconnected the phone off the wall, and we got back to our business, my friends. That's right. Sad to say, man. It's very sad to say. You know, that phone was being blown up. That means that dude was sitting in penitentiary calling back to back to back, and he has no earthly idea that a little 15, 16-year-old young buck was knocking the socks off his baby moms. That's right. Oh, man, but if, you know, now that I've done time, if that would have happened, man, I would have probably had to dip out. I would have felt really strange after that. I would have been thinking about dude the whole time, you know what I mean? You think while you're locked up, your girl ain't doing something, man, you better think again. You better think again. You better just go ahead and put it in your head that your old lady is sleeping with someone. That's the best way to do time. Just know that she's sleeping with someone, okay? Just let her handle her business, and when you get out, if she's still there for you and still wants to love you, man, you know, you got to respect her for that, you know. Some people's sexual desires overcome everything, okay. A lot of people can't go a long time without sex in this time and age, for real. But there are some, you know what I mean, there are some. Anyways, last and final story, man. This one was absolutely insane. I'm sitting inside booking. Okay, where you go into jail and you're getting booked with your charges to determine whether or not you get bond or not, all right? I got a bond, okay? Believe it or not, I got a bond, which was very rare. I've only had like one, maybe I think that might have been the only bond I ever got. Anyways, so I got bonded out and I called this girl to come pick me up, you know what I mean? I had a PR bond, which is like personal reconnaissance or something like that. I didn't even have to pay no money. All I had to do is sign a piece of paper and say I'll be in court. You know, so I'm sitting there waiting for her to come pick me up, and I'm sitting next to this guy in booking, and it's very packed, okay? A lot of people in booking, there's like 2 open seats, and I'm sitting there watching TV, and then this dude just starts talking to me, you know? So I'm talking to him back, and we tell each other why we're in there. I can't remember why I was in there, but I remember why he was in there. He was in there, he said, his old lady said that he was beating her, you know what I mean? He said that he was beating her up, but he said that he didn't beat her up. So I was like, dang, man, that sucks, man. You know what I mean? So I called the girl and I'm waiting on her to come pick me up. Next thing you know, I get a phone call to the front desk of the deputy thing. And I've never seen this happen before in my life. It was so weird. They called my name and they said, so-and-so is going to be here to pick you up in about an hour, she says. I said, okay, bet. Well, it turns out she called the jail to let them know to tell me that she's going to be an hour late, to not put me in lockup, pretty much. So I'm sitting there for a while, but this guy heard the girl, because they said her last name to me, okay? And the guy said, hey, is that girl have, you know, this kind of facial features? And I was like, oh God, I know where he's going. You know what I mean? So he's telling me, does she look like this? Does she have this kind of tattoo on her neck? And then I'm like, nah, man, no, I think that's a different girl, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm saying to myself, that's exactly who he's trying to name. I was like, why? And he goes, oh, because my wife has the same name. And I'm like, oh my God, man, your wife is about to come scoop me up in jail after she just locked you up, dog. You know what I mean? And I had no idea that this girl was married either, man. These girls out here, you think guys are bad. I'll tell you what, they are both bad, all in the same. They are equal, okay? They are equal, I swear. But sometimes I gotta say, the women, y'all got us beat when it comes to lying, man. Y'all are good. I don't know, maybe it's just guys are so stupid to read between the lines sometimes, you know? It was very hard for my old lady to lie to me. I knew she was lying, but this is my tactic. Even though I knew she was lying, I wouldn't even argue with her. I just let her ride out with the lie. I'll get revenge some other way down the road, you know what I mean, my friend? I wasn't the arguing type. I didn't have time for that. I held my revenge deep within my soul. And I would get it back. I would get it sooner or later. My lies would be 10 times worse. You know what I mean? That's how I played the game. But anyways, long story short, you know, the girl locked him up, her man, and then I called her to come scoop me up, and she came and picked me up from jail while her man stayed in jail. Can you believe that? Absolutely insane. And then I got out and talked to her, and she's like, yeah, dude was beating me up and all this other stuff. You know, and then I told her, I said, dude said he didn't do nothing, you know. But who are you going to believe? You know, it's like a judge. Judge has the hardest job in the world, if you ask me. Like, who are you going to believe, man? You know, all these he say, she say stuff. Well, you know, I chose to believe the girl. I chose to believe the girl, and I went out and partied with her that night. You know what I mean? Absolutely insane. Girls, man, I'll tell you what. They can love you to death, but they can be vicious too. I swear that saying, there's hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. I swear that is probably one of the best accurate sayings out there. Okay? For real. If you ever get locked up and you got an old lady at home, man, I hate to say this. I hate to say this. Even military, okay? If you got an old lady and you think you trust her 100%, man, I wouldn't, you know. Just don't be shocked if you come home and find out she's cheated, okay? So my piece of advice to anybody that might be locked up, man, if you get anything out of these stories, you never know what your old lady's doing. The best thing for you to do is to forget about her as much as possible. Check in on her, see how she's doing. Don't ask her questions you don't want to hear the answer to. You know what I mean? You might hear something you don't want to hear, or you might hear someone in the background. Don't feed into it, man, because it's only going to make your time in jail or prison so much worse, man. And I've seen so many people go from completely depressed because their lady ain't answering the phone or something they fought, and then they have a good phone call and they're completely 100% happy. You know, women really have a lot of power on their boyfriend or baby daddy or husband while they are locked up. They have a lot of power, okay? It really hurts these guys that are locked up, especially the ones that are sitting there pondering about what their old lady's doing 24/7. I swear you cannot do time like that. But hey, how can I tell someone not to do time like that? It's just built within their mind, okay? That's just how they're going to think. It's hard for you to literally transform your whole way of thinking. But just remember, don't be shocked if you come home and find out that your old lady was fooling around, okay? But then again, you have no one else to blame but yourself because you got locked up, you know? Same goes for me. If my old lady was ever sleeping around behind my back, hey, it is what it is, man. That's life. Some things you will never know. You know what I mean? You just got to choose to move forward with it. Okay, whether you're going to try to make it work or you're not. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed those 3 crazy stories about my experiences with girls in jail. If you haven't hit the like and subscribe button, please do so now. And please don't forget, do not judge me based upon this video or any of the videos, because they are my past. You know what I mean? They are my past. And don't forget to check out the links in the description. I got new art on my Etsy page. I got 2 boards posted, listed, ready for purchase. One of them is absolutely beautiful. I sold it to one person already. You know what I mean? But yeah, go check out all the links in the description. Add me up on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. And don't forget to buy yourself some merchandise. You know what I mean? Some t-shirts, lockdown sweaters, whatever the case may be. And until the next time, please do not forget to show your old lady lots of love, because someone will always be there to take your spot. That's right.